Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market, and today guys, several stories to tell you. Ready to jump into it. It's gonna be about players, about managers and much more. Let's jump into it together. Big day guys, big movements, always the marketing coming and is the day after the storm at Real Madrid with the official presentation from Álvaro Arbeloa, the new head coach of Real Madrid. Then Arbeloa clarified what I told you in the video yesterday. So many of you asking, Arbeloa is an interim coach, is a long-term coach, what's the situation? Well, Arbeloa goes to Valdebebas in public speaking to Real Madrid people and to the journalists and says, it's not about the contract, I'm here to help. As long as Real Madrid want. I've been here for 20 years, so I'm here available as long as the club wants. Well, the reality is that Real Madrid didn't tell anything to Arbeloa about the timing. Arbeloa is the manager today. Then, if Arbeloa will be able to deliver trophies, to have a good connection with the dressing room and a good connection with the club, he will have his chances to continue at Real Madrid. Otherwise, the club will go for a different coach in the summer. That's the plan of Real Madrid. That's the very clear ideas. That's also what Real Madrid told Álvaro Arbeloa in the conversation they had with him when in the afternoon yesterday they told Arbeloa, okay, you are going to be the new manager of Real Madrid, and obviously he immediately accepted. So that's the case, that's the story. And also, let me add also something more on the situation of Xabi Alonso, because my understanding is that Xabi Alonso, as I told you in a video yesterday, and I wanted to return on this today, is really disappointed for what happened with Real Madrid, but also convinced that he will be back soon. There is a feeling in the industry that Xabi Alonso will attract interest from important clubs around Europe already in the next months. Let's see if it's going to be for summer 2026 or after that, but there is a feeling that Xabi Alonso will get an important job again soon. So this Madrid chapter was disappointing for everyone, for the club, for the manager, for the players, for everyone, but at the same time, Xabi Alonso is really convinced about his future, and people in the industry agree. The feeling is still very positive on Xabi Alonso as a manager. Just to close on Real Madrid, many questions again today about Jurgen Klopp. Guys, I keep telling you, and I maintain my position, there is some people internally at Real Madrid really appreciating on Jurgen Klopp. He's really appreciated by someone at Real Madrid. But I don't want to come here and tell you Klopp will be the new manager of Real Madrid, because as of today, it's not guaranteed. I can tell you that there are people appreciating Jurgen Klopp. The first step must be Jurgen Klopp's decision on the future. If Jurgen Klopp goes public and says, okay, I want to return to coaching, he's going to be an option for Real Madrid in the summer. Yes, if Klopp decides to return. But that must be the first point. And at the moment, Klopp, even today in an interview, said the Xabi Alonso situation is not linked to me in any case. So Klopp remains focused on his job at Red Bull. But if something is going to change in the next 6-7 months, Jurgen Klopp could be a candidate for Real Madrid, because there is some people into the club appreciating him. So let's see what happens there. But at the moment, this is the situation. We have to be patient with Real Madrid and with Manchester United, because today Manchester United announced and confirmed Michael Carrick as their new head coach until the end of the season, their new interim manager. The contract is valid until the end of the season. The backroom staff has been confirmed. Darren Fletcher will go back to the coaching role for the under-18 of the team, so he's not going to be a part of the backroom staff for Michael Carrick. He was offered the role, but Fletcher believes that it's better for him to go back to the under-18 and help the club with the academy. So that's the decision of Darren Fletcher. Carrick is ready, very excited about this opportunity. We will be following all the next steps of this story, because now Manchester United on one side hope that Michael Carrick can do great things. Obviously, it would be the best solution for everyone. On the other side, Manchester United will start the process to understand who can be the future manager, because there is obviously a very good chance to see Manchester United changing manager again in the summer ahead of season 26-27. Again, it's going to be a long process. It's not going to be a matter of days. It's going to take weeks, months, we will see. But Manchester United are going to meet managers, to meet representatives, to prepare the future. Today, many questions on a name I already mentioned to you. If you remember last week, Amorim was fired on Monday, and then after that I told you 2 names I can guarantee will be considered by Ineos are Thomas Tuchel and Roberto De Zerbi. Today, many questions on Roberto De Zerbi. Well, let me clarify again. Tuchel is fully focused on England, of course, and nothing can be agreed while there is a a World Cup incoming in the summer, so eventually after that, Roberto De Zerbi is doing a great job at Olympique Marseille. His focus is on Marseille. But these two managers were on the list of Manchester United in summer 2024. They decided to continue with Erik ten Hag, but before that, at that point, they met with Roberto De Zerbi and they met with Thomas Tuchel. So let's see what's going to happen. In terms of decisions, I'm sure the list will include more names, so it's not just these two, but these two are appreciated. Today, many questions on De Zerbi linked to Manchester United job by the English press. I told you he's going to be one of the names under consideration. He's appreciated by people at Man United. He's not the only one, but for sure he's one of the managers appreciated. But again, guys, this is going to be a long process. So I'm not coming here today to tell you Klopp to Real Madrid and De Zerbi to Man United because this is too early. But for sure, it's a discussion about the appreciation, the internal talks, then time for decision is not going to be January. Forget about that. So let's follow the next steps of these stories in the next months, as always, here on YouTube. Then more to say on players. N'Golo Kante, keep an eye on this opportunity because today, Fenerbahce made big progress in the conversations with the player. Fenerbahce want N'Golo Kante 6 months to go for the World Cup. Kante wants to be at the World Cup. He could leave Al Ittihad in case of good proposal. Al Ittihad are not convinced to let the player go. They would like to continue with Kante. So or there is a very good financial proposal or Al Ittihad can continue with Kante. Let's see. Now Fenerbahce made the progress, met with the agents, presented an important financial proposal. From what I heard, N'Golo Kante, also Premier League clubs, following this Fenerbahce mission in Dubai to meet with the agents of N'Golo Kante, started making some calls to understand the situation of the player. Is N'Golo Kante available? How much would be the cost? Then, the salary is huge. So at this point, it's difficult to think that Kante could go back to the Premier League. But some calls took place in the recent hours. But now, Fenerbahce pushing because they met with the agent of the player and the player is open to joining Fenerbahce. So let's see if they can agree a deal with Al Ittihad. And just to finish, guys, another name being mentioned in the recent days, and it's not new to you if you follow my channel here on YouTube, is Yando Mande, this fantastic electric winger from Red Bull Leipzig. Well, the message from Leipzig is that Diomandé will not leave the club in the January window. They want to keep the player. Eventually in the summer is going to be a different story, because Man United are sending their people to follow him, Paris Saint-Germain are sending their people to follow him, Bayern are sending their people to follow him, Tottenham already tried for this January window and was not possible, so there's going to be plenty of interest for Yando Mande, one of the most interesting wingers in the market right now. But for January, Leipzig want to continue with the player. Leipzig want to protect Yando Mande, want to believe in Yando Mande, and they think that the next 6 months could also help to drive the price eventually higher for the summer transfer window. So, if you ask me, you think Diomandé will move in the summer? Yes. If you ask me, you think Diomandé will move in January? I think this is going to be complicated because Leipzig already made big money last summer. Remember about Openda, remember about Šeško, remember about Xavi Simons, so they don't need money now. But in the summer, could be a different story. And so guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these topics from N'Golo Kante and then Yando Mande and then managers. Arbeloa, Jurgen, Klopp, Michael Carrick, De Zerbi, Tuchel. Your opinion, guys. Here in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell. Remember to subscribe to the channel here with you every single day. Ciao.